Terence Crawford's 36. So come on. He's old too. He's not in his prime. Hey there. I'm so happy you joined me again. Yup, it's me, the Goose. Glad to join you with some goodies. It's always goodies, right? Today we're going to talk about our favorite boxer, and going to say it again, said it many times before. He's not done yet, okay? Of course, that's Manny Pacquiao. Anyhow, before we get going, you know I got to have my coffee. My coffee is, very strong with my opinion, and of course I got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. You should all be so sweet, just like me. Okay, hold on here. All right, here we go. What's the latest with the Pac-Man? You got me. It's just driving me nuts, and I'm sure it's driving you nuts too. People just make up stories after a while because we're getting no news. But I'll give you the latest because I keep track. I try to. Pacquiao, again, hasn't fought in 2.5 years. He said he retired after that loss to Yordenis Ugas. And I said right away, no, he's not going to retire because, well, for several reasons. As you know, he's still one of the best. I hold that opinion. I'm sticking with it. He may have just turned 45, but he's still better than most welterweights out there. And, he's not going to just quit after a loss, especially with all the behind-the-scenes garbage that went on with that. He was supposed to fight Terence, Errol Spence Jr. and all the corruption shenanigans that went on behind the scenes, and therefore he lost to Ugas. And it was just so hard to watch all that. And then to say, well, he's done now. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm just not going to hold. I'm not going to believe it. He's going to come back. Matter of fact, remember, he did about a year ago. He fought some schmuck from South Korea, DKU, I think his name was, who's self-proclaimed martial artist. And, of course, he was nothing of the sort at all. And Pacquiao just kind of toyed with him for a few rounds. And then we heard that Pacquiao was going to fight another exhibition bout with a real martial arts expert. I can't remember the guy's name, forgive me, but he's from Thailand, a legendary martial arts kickboxer. And then we heard not long ago that, well, they're going to put that on hold now. They're not calling it off. No. Between you and me, don't tell anybody I said this, right? It's not going to happen. They're not going to fight. Why? Well, I think because he's going to get back into boxing. I really think so. And I do think there was something in the contract with this Thai fighter that he was still going to get his share of the money if it doesn't happen. Okay, and it's probably not going to happen. And then we hear, about a month ago, and this is the big news in the boxing world. Pacquiao is going to fight a legitimate boxer. Not a real world champion, although he was a European welterweight title holder for a while. That's Conor Benn from the United Kingdom. Unbeaten. I think he's 26-0 or 21-0, something like 23-0. Slugger, unbeaten, real up-and-coming young champion, son of a real world champion, Nigel Benn. So he has the bloodline. And they were in Saudi Arabia, and they even had a title, catchphrase for the title. It'll be Rivals versus, what was that, Jude? Rivals versus, I forget. Legend versus Rival or something like that. It was kind of catchy, although not catchy enough. I don't remember it. But they were going to do it. And we're at the end. We're almost done with the negotiations. We're going to announce it soon. And nothing happened. They haven't said anything. And there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes with Conor Benn with his failing the drug tests in the UK. And he's trying to get clearance to fight in country from the boxing authorities in the UK. And his first attempt to get all that nullified didn't happen. He lost. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we'll hear something very soon. So, having said all that, what's up with Pacquiao now? What's going to happen? Is he going to fight? Do you think he's going to fight? I still think he does. Did you get it, Jude? No? Rivals Legends versus Rivals versus Legends. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'll put it aside. I still hold to my opinion that Pacquiao is one of the best welterweights in the world, even at the age of 45. Now remember, the fight before the Ugas fight was against Keith Thurman. He won a share of the world welterweight title, the oldest ever. So you can't tell me he's too old to fight. Not true. And you and I both know if he sets his mind to it, and he's got the greatest trainer in the world, Freddie Roach. I still think they'll get back together again if he decides to fight again. And so, he'll be up to par, no matter who he fights. So let's go through the list of names of potential rivals. Okay, number one on the list is, to me, the guy he just lost to was Yordenis Ugas. Do you think that'll happen? A rematch? No. Why not? Well, because he can't beat him, he lost? No, of course he can beat him. It's because Yordenis Ugas is pretty much done. To his credit, he's been a champion. He's from Cuba, as you know, and he now has 6 losses on his record. He's lost his last 2 fights after beating Pacquiao. So Yordenis Ugas, his name is off the table. That's not going to happen. Keith Thurman. What about Keith Thurman? Do you think they'll go at it again? No, because Pacquiao beat him already. And why fight this guy again? He doesn't pose any challenge, not to me. And frankly, not to anybody else. Because how many times has Keith Thurman fought since Pacquiao beat him? 4 years ago? 4 years ago? He's fought once. That's it. So he's not a real active fighter. Keith Thurman, and besides, that's not going to have a big drawing. No one's going to pay money to see that again, even with all the, Keith Thurman running off at the mouth like he loves to do. So they're not going to fight again. How about the biggest name, Floyd Mayweather? No. I'd still love to see it. I hold true to my opinion. A healthy Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather. You Floyd lovers may not like to hear that, but that's I truly believe it, and many people think he beat Floyd anyhow, even with the injured shoulder. And let's not forget, Floyd is not undefeated. Yeah, he's 50-0, 49-0, because Conor McGregor doesn't count in my opinion. He lost in the amateur ranks, including once in the Olympics, 6 times. So Floyd is not unbeatable. He's human, just like the rest of us. But probably not going to happen, even though it would be huge money. Because Floyd, he's only fought, I think, 2 rematches in his career. He doesn't want to do it against Pacquiao. For all the money in the world, he's not going to do it. So take Floyd's name off the table. Errol Spence Jr., he's only fought once. Since losing to Terence Crawford. So I think he's ready to retire. That only leaves one name. And who is that? He's the king of the hill. He's the big dog, and that's Terence Crawford, the Omaha, Nebraska native. And he's the best out there. He's unbeaten, 40-0 with 31 KOs, one of them, against Errol Spence Jr. Not only has nobody beaten Terence Crawford, nobody's even really given him a good challenge. Not yet. So I really think that a Pacquiao-Crawford fight would be legit and very good. And yes, Pacquiao could beat him too. Pacquiao can still beat anybody if he's given the time to come up with a game plan and prepare properly. So why has Terence Crawford not been eager to set up a fight with Manny Pacquiao? Is it because Pacquiao's too old? 45? He's too old, right? Well, Terence Crawford's 36. So come on. He's old too. He's not in his prime. Crawford has no business saying Pacquiao's too old to fight. So, and he's only fought once since beating Errol Spence Jr. So he's only fighting like once a year. Whatever happened to those days when fighters would get in the ring 2-3 times a year, like Pacquiao has done most of his career? I miss those days. But what's that?
There's no money in that fight.
The Crawford fight, huge. Only Mayweather fight would be bigger. Oh yeah, Terence Crawford against Pacquiao would be multi-hundreds of millions, big pay-per-view money. I'd pay money. You would too, right, Jude? We'd sit down and watch. Absolutely. And I know most of you guys would too. For that matter, if Pacquiao is such a big draw, he could fight anybody, and we tune in to watch because he's Manny Pacquiao. So that's what I want to leave you guys with now. If Pacquiao doesn't, he's not going to fight the guy from Thailand. Okay, I think that's a given. It's starting to look like he's not going to fight Conor Benn. That'd be fun. So I put this on the table. I say Terence Crawford. And Crawford, like any other fighter, watches YouTube videos, and I'm sure he's going to watch this. So Terence, why not? I know it's not because you're afraid of losing. You'll fight anybody. I know that. I respect Terence Crawford more than any other fighter, with the exception of Pacquiao. I think the world of Terence Crawford. Hall of Famer, hands down. So Terence, what would this do for you, Terence Crawford? You're unbeaten. You got millions in the bank. You could just retire now. Hall of Fame, no problem. But what would this do for Terence Crawford? Your legacy. Oh my goodness. You have beaten Manny Pacquiao. That would, you'd be one of the greatest ever. And money. Oh my goodness. You could have enough money to have somebody wipe your butt for the rest of your life. And of course, in the boxing world, that's probably what's going to end up happening to most of these guys. Sorry. But Terence Crawford against Manny Pacquiao would be a monster money-making fight. And again, I think it would be very competitive. I would love to see it. And I think most of you guys would too. So what do you think? Let me know what's on your mind with Manny Pacquiao. Who do you think he should fight? Who do you think he could beat? Who do you think he has no chance of beating? Maybe it's Crawford. So let me know what you think.
I got a name for you.
Yep.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Ryan's got issues too. He's a little too far down in the rankings weight wise. So
Yeah,
I don't
big
think
fight tonight.
he does. But I think Pacquiao. It's just that wouldn't. He would put Ryan Garcia to sleep, as much as I respect Ryan Garcia. Anyhow, that's it. I'm going to leave you with a joke, okay? My daughter, love her to death. She came home with a young man recently, and Mom took one look at this guy, and she said to my daughter, "I don't like the looks of this guy. His hair, he's got piercings, he's got tattoos. I don't like it. I don't like the looks of him." And my daughter said to Mom, "But Mom, he must be a good guy. Why else would he be doing 500 hours of community service?" Great guy. Yeah, anyhow, no, that would never happen. Just a joke. All right, that's it for Coffee Edition. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thanks for joining me again. Let me know what you think. Love to get your opinion, and we will talk to you again soon.